Nomad Cosmetics is having a 10-year anniversary, and for that matter, they are launching some favorite palettes of the past years. I have two of them here, Fêtes de Provence and America's Parks. Did I say that with an American accent? Or was it just weird? Probably just weird. There is a third one, Berlin, that I don't have because it's a bit too neutral for me. These were sent to me in PR. These are launching on the 3rd of June. And you can use my code THEMIRRORBEAUTY to get them cheaper. The code is not affiliated. I'm not getting anything, but you are getting a discount. So let's see the palettes, the swatches, the tutorials. One look with each palette for now. While we're at it, don't pay attention to my nose. You've just looked at it, haven't you? I can see that! I've been sick for a few days, but I've just gotten these palettes, and it is Thursday when I'm filming this. The collection reveal is happening on Friday, so I have less than a day to film, edit, and post the video. We will be doing 2 looks because I have 2 palettes, 2 eyes, and 2 lips. For the sake of faster editing, I will put my thoughts about the formula in the voiceover. Let's of course start with seeing the palettes themselves and the swatches. Just as always, I almost didn't want to touch the palettes because of how beautiful these embossments are. I know you're already seeing the ready swatches, but I'm still looking at these palettes, not wanting even to breathe of them, but at the same time wanting to dig into them. How does that coexist? I don't know. I'm also trying my best to show you the shimmers because some of them are slightly duochrome. We don't have multi-chromes here. For example, this pink one with the wine bottle is shifting to blue. It has a definite blue sheen. And now for the tutorials, we are using the purples and pinks for the Provence palette. So first of all, applying the darker matte in the outer corner, you're seeing the shade names on the screen, and then going for the purple and pink and placing them above the crease, blending them outwards. Now inside the crease, you're going to want to place the shimmers, going from a darker purple that I'm obsessed with to periwinkle that I'm no less obsessed with, and then this pink which shifts to blue. You can see it here in all its glory. With the darker gray, we're going to paint an eyeliner on the lower lid, extend it a little bit, blend it with the mauve, and also draw a little bit of an eyeliner on the upper lid. By the way, let me know, have you ever been to the Provence region or to any of the America's Parks? I have never been to either. Now we're moving to the America's Parks palette, although I have been to France and I have been to the USA, but I have never been to any of the America's Parks and have never been to the Provence region. So for Nomad Cosmetics America's Parks, we are using the same scheme, going from darker matte to lighter, placing them above the crease and blending them outwards. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please tickle that like button a little bit so that it can spread to more people. Thank you. And for the shimmers, we're choosing teal, green, and yellow that, if you notice, will shift slightly to pink when I'm turning my head. And then we're using brown and again mauve, which is very similar to the color in the Provence palette, and the green mascara instead of purple. Now for the lips, we're going to match the vibe of both eyes and use bases that correspond to the color schemes of the Nomad Cosmetics palette. The Sephora lip stain in Very blue on the upper lip. And for the lower lip, I'm using Baby Bat Beauty Goosebumps. I think this one is discontinued, but you can look at VE Cosmetics if you're in the UK for green lipsticks, or at Menagerie Cosmetics if you're in the US. And for VE Cosmetics, you can also use my code THEMIRRORBEAUTY. We are pressing the shimmers with the finger. The pink to blue duochrome doesn't show up very pink, so I'm also adding a tangerine. For the lower lip, I'm using the same yellow as I have used on the eyes. With a flash, you can see that the lips are slightly duochrome this way, and of course very sparkly, just as the eyes are. But am I the one to stop at the lips and the eyes? No, of course I also had to do the cheeks, also with both palettes, but this time I decided to do them the same and use the pink Jose shade as a blush. Jose is my favorite wine, by the way, and use the silver shade from the America's Parks as a highlighter. They were meant to work together. I'll also say a few words about the formula aside from what you have seen, how I think it will last and why.
Which one is your favorite?
I really love them both, but boy do I have a favorite. Fêtes de Provence with all its purples definitely has my purple heart. Let me know which your favorite is, or maybe is it Berlin, which is also launching on June 3rd, and for which you can also use my code THEMIRRORBEAUTY, as well as for all of their website. There will also be a look coming with both of these palettes combining, because I really want to mix up the colors. It will be in my YouTube shorts, because obviously I didn't have time to do it today along with this look. And as for the quality, I obviously haven't worn this enough yet to tell you about the longevity. I can say that the pigments show that the shadows are pigmented, that they apply well, they blend well. However, as for the wear test, let me say that I have already tested the Nomad Cosmetics Royal Europe. That video is linked in the description, and I have tested both the mattes and the shimmers. They lasted well. We know that these palettes have been reformulated. I doubt they have done it to make the formula worse. And none of them, not even the shimmers, were too wet to touch, which are usually the problematic shades, which means they're a bit too liquid and can start creasing. None of them did that, so I have a very good feeling about how this palette is gonna last on my super oily lids. If you're watching this video like a week or so later, maybe I have already done the wear test, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will also try to keep you updated there. And if you want to get more inspiration for your colorful or alternative looks, here's the playlist exactly for you. I'll meet you there. Bye.